Time to go live here, people. Let me talk to you. It is week 13 matchup preview season, and I hope you all had a wonderful Thanksgiving. I know I did. It was a great time had by all. I had Tony Jr. come down with his family. We had a lot of fun. Of course, I dominated in fantasy as I always do. So that was fun for everybody. So let's dive in here and talk about the post Thanksgiving week 13 matchups. And number one, right off, it's me against Jared. And you guys all know how this story ends. Jared thinks he has a chance, but in the end, he's going to lose. I'm looking at this. Jared's team has almost nobody on bye except for that turd Saquon Barkley, who's just useless anyway. So who cares? I think Jared gets big performances out of Tua, Tyreek, and Rachaad White. I think the rest of his team is in shambles. So leading to Jared to around an 85 to 90 point week. I'm not expecting a big blow up from Jared, but he's not going to have a terrible week. On the other side, now you might look at this team and you think Jonathan Taylor's out. There's no TJ Hawkinson. There's no DJ Moore. There's no Stephon Diggs, no Justin Jefferson. Hell, there's not even a Keaton Mitchell. Doesn't matter, Jared. And I'll tell you why it doesn't matter, because the cream always rises to the top. And I'm looking at the cream right now, and his name is Patrick Mahomes. Mahomes is going to shred the Packers. He's going to Lambeau leap in Green Bay. I'm talking Mahomes is going out there not one, not two, not three, not four, but 5 touchdowns in this game. He's going to light it up. Vintage Mahomes performance. A.J. Brown is going to shred the Niners in a shootout. Nico Collins, well, it looks like Tank Dell's not going to play. So I guess that leaves just Nico. Nico's probably going to get the ball quite a bit, fellas. Now I'm looking at Derrick Henry against the Colts. I think Derrick Henry continues to dominate, but let's go bold prediction here. Jackson Smith-Njigba over 12 fantasy points tonight, en route to me defeating Jared. My bold prediction for Jared's fantasy team, I'm going to say that the Miami defense goes for 3 or less fantasy points. Now, we got no you lock it up versus Peacocked. I'm looking at Tony's team, and without Josh Allen, it's ugly. It's really ugly. No Josh Allen. I don't know. Well, at least he has Stephon Diggs. No, he doesn't have Diggs anymore either. Okay, so no Josh Allen, no Stephon Diggs. Deebo Samuel at Philly, that could be a quietly good matchup. I don't know why in the world they still project Tyler Lockett at 8 points week in and week out. Tyler Lockett is a bum. Probably not playable, but it's not going to stop Tony from playing him anyway. Joe Mixon, just like the rest of the Bengals offense, totally useless without Joe Burrow. So Joe Mixon, borderline not playable, but Tony doesn't have another option there either. Breece Hall, what can I say? He's basically dime store Joe Mixon at this point. My bold prediction here on Tony's side of things, I do think Jake Ferguson gets into the end zone tonight. So I'm going to say bold prediction, 10 plus fantasy points for Fergie Ferg tonight. Now, on to Jason's side of things, CeeDee Lamb going to have another good game, even though he's matching up with Devon Witherspoon. Aaron Jones, if he plays, don't expect much against KC. They're actually a dominant defense. Zach Moss could go either way at Tennessee. So let's go bold prediction here, and that's Justin Herbert lights up the Patriots for 3+ touchdowns in this game, en route to Jason getting the dub over Tony Jr. Now, we got the grudge match of the century, Tony Sr. versus Steve, who Steve put all his chips into this basket as if it was a game that mattered more than 1 week. It doesn't, but let's go ahead and do this matchup preview anyway. I think Brock Purdy at Philly is a potentially dangerous start, but Steve doesn't have any other choice because he's been hanging on to Fields for so long, and Fields is on bye. Um, you know, I hope Steve really appreciates Fields for the rest of the season, as Fields only has 2 games over 20 points this entire season and 0 since he returned from injury. Um, I don't know. Personally, I'd probably go get a different quarterback for this week. Steve's probably not going to do that, though. I mean, he's just going to roll out Purdy and hope to get 12 to 15 points. I mean, I don't know. Purdy's not that great either. Plus, the Eagles are going to get after him. I think the Niners are going to lean on McCaffrey a lot. Now, Amon-Ra St. Brown at New Orleans is a smash spot start with no Marcus Lattimore active. Jalen Waddle, smash spot against Washington. Mike Evans, another smash spot against Carolina. Steve set up very well for this week. Congratulations. Now I look over. Well, let's do a bold prediction here. I'm going to say David Montgomery less than 10 fantasy points at New Orleans, even in a solid matchup. I just don't think he does well this week. Now, on Tony Senior's side of things, he's got Dak, who's been the number 1 fantasy quarterback since about week 6. Been absolutely dominant, and he's got good matchup with Seattle. Michael Pittman, great matchup at Tennessee. Rashee Rice at Green Bay. I expect big things there. Cortland Sutton just continues to be a model of consistency week in and week out, a floor of about 6 points, ceiling of about 16. So I expect good things there. I don't think Aaron Jones plays this week, guys. So I actually like A.J. Dillon more than his projection. So let's go bold prediction here. I'm going to say the San Francisco defense goes negative at Philly. That is a horrifically bad play. Cannot play the Niners at Philly and expect to have any chance at winning this game. So with that, Steve's going to get the dub. That's what there's some really good available defenses for this week with great matchups too. I don't understand why anybody would hang on to the Niners at Philly. Password is Taco versus Commander and Chiefs in the Who Cares Bowl. So we're just going to skip that one. And Hurts Real Bad versus One Pride Mountain. So I assume Brad will go in here and do something about Will Levis at QB. I can't imagine Brad's going to actually roll out Will Levis. But for the purposes of our discussion here, let's just assume he's going to go ahead and do all this. Amari Cooper at the Rams, not playable. Cannot put that guy in your lineup. I would definitely find a way to get Alvin Kamara at home against Detroit into my lineup. Also, Devon Achane is a absolute must start at Washington. Hollywood Brown at Pitt on the bench, another great start. I got to figure Cooper and London and Jameson Williams are all going to the bench at some point. Plus, come on, you're not starting Will Levis. So let's go bold prediction here. And that's that Brad replaces at least 3 of these guys in his starting lineup. There's my bold prediction. On Joe's side of things, Jalen Hurts is going to smash at home against the Niners. He's not going to take his foot off the gas because the Niners are a team that can keep up with him. So he's going to have to keep scoring, and he's going to. Tank Dell doesn't look like he's going to suit up. He's got a calf injury. He sat out Wednesday and Thursday practice. Don't love the situation there. So Joe will probably have to start Chris Godwin. I'm looking at Chris Godwin. If his last name wasn't Godwin, he'd probably be in the free agent pool. He's not even rosterable. That guy's a total bum. I'm looking at, how many of you are rostering 2 defenses, 2 tight ends? What's the matter with you people? I'm looking at Joe here. I love I love Javonte Williams at Houston. I think Travis Kelce, this is going to be my bold prediction. Travis Kelce gets a hat trick of touchdowns at Green Bay en route to Joe getting the W. And there you have it, folks. There's your matchup preview for this week. And I will see you next week after I am victorious over Jared for about the 5 millionth time in a row.